Hi, everyone. My name is Joe from Build, Grow, Scale. And today I want to talk to you about why spending too much time on Facebook ads can actually hurt your business as opposed to helping it. If you stay till the end of the video, I'm going to give you one quick tip you can apply on your ecom store and boost your sales right away. Before we begin, if you want to learn more about BGS, what we do, we basically help ecom entrepreneurs build, grow, and scale their business profitably and sustainably. If you want to find out more, go to workwithbgs.com. That's workwithbgs.com, and you can learn more. Now, so you want to scale your ecom store, right? Taking that being from $3,000 a month to $10,000 a month, or from $10,000 a month to $100,000 a month, or maybe you want to make $1 million a month. Right? Anyway, you want to be from where you are to where you want to be. Most people's solution to that is, if I just drive more traffic to my store, right? I currently make $10,000 a month, and if I just double my ad spend, I can make $20,000 a month. Usually that math works out, but in reality, it's different, right? Most the steps people usually go through is they see this crazy success story or screenshots on ecom Facebook groups, and they get super excited and motivated, and they ask the post owner, "Hey, what's your ad strategy? I got to test this out as well." So they test out a new strategy, delete their old ads, try new ads, and maybe it'll work for a couple of days, and the next thing they know, that cost goes way up. They're back to spending too much on traffic, and they can't really spend and afford. They're back to square one and looking for that new ad again to save their business. They constantly have to, basically live on the crazy ROAS to keep the business alive. And that's what most people are struggling when it comes to running an e-com store, converting that cold traffic. They spend most of their time working on that. And, it's just, they're in this repeat cycle, rinse and repeat cycle. It's like a downward spiral. And they get super bummed out and stuck. What the problem is, they're focusing too much time on getting that one click, right? And let me show you on my iPad right here. If you think about the customer experience when they interact with your brand, right? Most people focus on that ad. But if you think about it, ad is just one click, right? If someone is, browsing on Instagram or Facebook and they saw your ad, that's one click if they click on it. What happens after they land on your website? There's a lot of time and spent and experience that happens when they come to your website, right? So people spend 80% of their time on this one click, but they forget there's a lot of clicks happening after they land on your site, right? So for example, if they come to your product page, you might click around, look at a few different images, scroll around, click around. Let's say they have 2 clicks here, 3 clicks here. And maybe you want to find out more about your brand, instead of buying right away. They go to your homepage and they look at what your brand is all about. Click 3 more times here. And they look at your About Us page, they want to find out more about you. A couple clicks here. And they come back to the product page through a collection page. A couple more clicks using filters, stuff like that to find the product they were looking at. Maybe they get distracted by other products. Come back to your product page, right? If, they still like your product, they might add to cart a couple times, go through a different process. And then now they go through your cart page. You have a couple more clicks here. And they go through your checkout, which is, with a lot of different forms and whatnot. And, a bunch of clicks here. And they go through that entire experience. By the way, guys, most people focus most of their time on Facebook ads, trying to convert cold traffic, writing better copy, creating better images or videos to get that one click, right? And they spend less than 20% of their time on the clicks following. depending on how complex your funnel is, right? How many clicks you have afterwards. That's the reason why spending too much time on Facebook ads can actually hurt your business. What you need to do is you need to diversify your time and take away this. Maybe spend 10% or 20% of your time here and put in more time here. Into your clicks after that someone comes to your site. Then you're going to start seeing your sales go up, right? Because you're optimizing the entire experience. Now, when it comes to a customer journey, right? Most people think, all right, say this is Bob, comes to your store, and the end goal here is for Bob to make a sale, right? And let's say this is a sale. Now, ideally, when he comes to your store, in an ideal world, he sees the product that he likes, loves the product, and goes straight to checkout, buys the product. That's the ideal world. But in reality, what happens is that you have a bunch of these speed bumps, bumps on the road, rocks on the road, right? And that's basically Bob tripping over these speed bumps. So speed bumps, when you're like, oh, what are speed bumps? What are you talking about? Well, the first thing is your speed load, right? How fast does your website actually load? If you think about it, if you click on an ad on Facebook and then brings you to this site that just takes forever to load, you're not going to stay around. You're going to bounce, go back to what you're doing on Facebook, watch the next, reel, Instagram reel, right? Or the latest video. So speed is a big thing. And then you have mobile unoptimized issue. A lot of sites are created based on what desktop would look like, but they forgot to look at if the experience is good for mobile. So you end up with a bunch of unsized images, too big text that are too big, or paragraph that's too long, right? Unoptimized for mobile. And people spend most traffic that are on Ecom, by the way, the stores, at least the stores that we see, 80% of the traffic is from mobile. So mobile is super important. If your site is not mobile optimized, mobile responsive is not the same as mobile optimized. There's a huge difference, okay? And if you want to learn more about that, go to workwithbgs.com and you'll find out more. What else do you have, right? You have, poor images. And that means resolution is either too high or too low. Too high means you're going to slow down your page speed load. Too low, it's too blurry. And you have unclear copy, right? Or no UVP, no unique value proposition. It doesn't give them a reason why they should buy from you. You have things like walls of text. And that means just a huge paragraph of text, no line in between. People don't want to read that. Naturally, people want to avoid eye fatigue as well. So people really don't want to do that, right? You have trust issues. That means you don't have enough reviews, user-generated content, why they should trust your site. Right, all these different. These are just, by the way, these are just some examples. There are hundreds of these. These are just tips of the iceberg. There are hundreds of these issues that a page could have, let alone the entire funnel. Right, this is just a page, and you have your product page, cart page, checkout page, cart page, home page. All these different pages could have a bunch of issues that you're not aware of. And what happens is when you thought that Bob could just go straight to checkout, right? But instead, Bob is being tripped over by the speed bump here. And he's being tripped over by the mobile issue. And he's being tripped over by poor images. unless Bob is like a really strong minded person, he's not going to go through checkout. He's just gonna bounce. And that's why most people have their e-com store conversion rate at around 1%. 1% conversion rate. And that's why. And they think, hey, if I can just put in more Bobs, I can put in as many Bobs as possible, I can have more sale. Right? Well, that makes sense. But you're wasting so much money in your funnel with all these different issues laying around. And one other thing, like how Facebook ads work, by the way, like in terms of delivery, Facebook ad delivery, you have 3 different score that makes up your delivery. 1, your engagement. 2, your quality score. 3 is your conversion ranking, conversion score. Conversion. There you go. 3 of these makes up your Facebook ad delivery. Yeah. Okay. If you have great engagement on Facebook, it means people are clicking on your images. They are, getting good engagements. People are, engaging with your ad. You say you're above average here, right? And quality score means people liking your post. If you're getting reported, right? People giving you negative feedbacks, right? That's your quality score. And they say you have a below average, and you have your conversion ranking. So what that is after you send people to your site, how are they converting? Are they adding to cart? Are they going through checkout? Are they purchasing your product? And if you have a low conversion rate here, which is what I spoke about earlier, right here, your conversions ranking is going to be low. Let's say you have an F here. What happens is your delivery gets more expensive. Facebook doesn't want to deliver your ad because they know when people come to your site, they don't have a good experience. They don't want to buy. And if you're like, okay, I have a low conversion rate, that's fine. I'm just going to put in more and more people into my funnel. I'm going to make money, right? If I make, $5,000 this month, I'm going to double my ad spend. I'll make 10 grand, right? That's actually not what happens. Because if you put in more and more people, your conversion rate goes lower and lower, and your Facebook ad delivery, your CPM keeps going up and up and up, and you end up spending more money on Facebook ads with less delivery, cost going way up, and conversion rate stays the same. That's a downward spiral, and that's like the perfect formula on how to lose money and fail in ecom. That sounds super scary, I know. So instead, what we propose is, hey, how about we just remove some of the speed bumps here? We make it as smooth as possible when someone comes to your site. Now, I'm not saying that you can remove everything. You can remove all the speed bumps. We would like to, but that's probably not possible, right? But we make it as smooth as possible when someone comes to your site. Maybe the speed bump was really, really big back in, before, but now, hey, they're just tiny bumps. We'll make it as small as possible. We remove the mobile issue. We make the speed load faster, and we make the site experience better. And all of a sudden, you have, instead of having a 1% conversion rate, your site is now converting at 4%. And you keep optimizing, it goes to 6%. And it goes to 8%, some over 10%. Like a lot of community members in BGS, their site is converting at over 6%, some over 8%, some even over 10%. That's crazy, right? So now, instead of having people tripped over these speed bumps, they have a better experience when they come to your site. You have a higher conversion rate, you make more sales, and you have more profit. The profit that can go back to spending more on Facebook ads, right? The business that can spend the most on acquiring a customer always win. That's a quote by Dan Kennedy. So this is why optimizing your store is so important, right? And the plus side of this is you have a higher conversion ranking now. So instead of being low in score, you have an A. If Facebook will know when someone come to your site, if they had a good experience or not. And if they do have a good experience, your cost goes down, right? Facebook wants to incentivize people that have good site, have good conversion rate on their site, right? They want to make sure their user is having a good experience. So your cost will go down here. So you're cutting down your cost on getting traffic to your site. You're getting higher conversion rate on your store, making more money, spending less on ads. And that means you're keeping more profit in your pocket. And that's exactly why you should divert your time from spending too much time on Facebook into scaling, into optimizing your store. All right. So that sounds super exciting, right? What should you do next? The first thing you should do when it comes to optimizing your store, most people think about, I'm going to optimize my landing page, right? Well, that's right. The first thing you should actually do is optimizing your checkout. And that's because we call the checkout page checkout. We actually call this the money page, right? Because that's closest to the money. Whenever you optimize something there, you'll see immediate results because that's where people pay, use their credit card information and pay. So whatever you optimize in your checkout page, you will get instant result. All right. So that's the first thing we should do. Optimize your checkout. Now, talk about optimizing checkout. I could go like another hour about, go into details, but I'm just going to talk about 3 simple things. Okay. The number one reason people abandon checkout is unexpected shipping cost plus taxes. Unexpected shipping costs plus taxes. That's the number one reason. The number 2 reason is being asked to create an account. Number 3 is complex forms, like fields that I need to fill in. Okay. So number 1, unexpected shipping costs and taxes. Number 2, being asked to create an account. Number 3, complex forms. Let's kind of go through each of them real quick. Okay. So for checkout, let's go. We can talk about the being asked to create an account first. So imagine if you go to H&M, you're shopping for clothes, or if you go to Barnes & Noble, you're shopping for books, and you bring your books to the counter, and they're like, "Are you a member of our company?" are you one of our members? And you're like, no. And he's like, well, please create a membership with us before checking out. You're probably like, what? Why do I need to do that? That's stupid. Um, if you probably just leave, right? Like, why would I do that? Or just ask them, no, I don't want to do that, right? That's frustrating. In a physical store, you probably wouldn't just leave, but in an online situation, it's super easy to just close your tab and move on and go to the next company or just move on with your day, right? So that's super annoying. So if you're on a Shopify store, this is probably not happening for you. But if you're on WooCommerce, BigCommerce, or your own WordPress site, this could be happening. So definitely don't ask people to create an account before checking out. Always have a guest checkout by default. And if they want to log in, give them the login option. That's fine. All right, the next thing is unexpected shipping costs and taxes. So in your cart, typically people will have something like this. Shipping and taxes calculated at checkout. Don't recommend doing that. Actually, recommend you remove that and have people be informed about shipping costs at product pages. So this is actually, I guess this is not a checkout optimization, but basically have people informed about your shipping costs at product pages, right? In product description, let them know exactly how much you're charging for shipping. What to expect when they come to checkout. So they have this expectation that they need to pay for shipping when they come to checkout. Don't just give them the surprise, right? If you offer free shipping, great. Let them know in product pages so they can know exactly what to expect when they come to checkout. So super important. Number 3 reason is people do not like complex form. Now, the typical Shopify checkout form looks like this. You have your email, you have your first name, last name, company, address, apartment, suite, etc. All these different, forms, right? Different fields. What we recommend is to compact it as best as you can. Now, if you're not on Shopify Plus, the checkout fields are quite limited in terms of optimization, what you could do and adjust. So what we do recommend is basically adding some micro copy to email and phone. And you don't need company, by the way, unless you're doing B2B, e-commerce. You don't really need company field. So you can just simply remove that. Right. So let's take a look at a compact field, what it would look like. This is compact checkout. Now notice in email, we have, micro copy next to it says required for order confirmation. It gives people a reason to understand like, oh, why are you asking for my email? It gives them a reason, gives them a motivation to put in their email address, right? And for phone, you can see here, we have required for shipping notifications. And that just gives them a reason, a motivation to put in their phone. They'll be like, oh yeah, of course I want to add my phone number here so I could be notified when, my package comes. And notice how we hid the address line 2 as well. If they want to put in there, they can click on it. If not, we'll keep it simple. So that's an optimized checkout. And we've seen, checkout from a, basically unoptimized, nothing is done to a compact optimized checkout. Conversion rate goes up by 30%, 40%. And that's the money page, right? You see it directly, instantly in your revenue. Like I said, checkout is the most important thing when it comes to the first thing you need to do, optimizing your store. Definitely start this right away. If you want to find out more about checkout optimization, you can check out our blogs at buildgrowscale.com. But outside of that, if you want to learn more about what we talked about today, we'll call this optimizing the store, go to workwithbgs.com and find out more. Until then, I'll see you again. Thank you.